See the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good afternoon, CoreTV News and the I am Tolu Ojeumi. We start with this update. The death of a military officer hit by the popular bus rapid transport BRT has left the Palm Grove, Ikorodu area in a pandemonium following the outburst of angry military officials. Over 5 buses belonging to the Lagos State government have been destroyed, causing traffic gridlock along the axis. We'll bring you details in our subsequent bulletins. Now, the Osun State chapter of the All Progressive Congress, APC, has accused the People's Democratic Party, PDP candidate Iyola Omishore, of employing the services of a most suspected terrorist in his campaign trail with the intention of intimidating the electorate. The APC says Omishore was spotted during his campaign trail, closely guarded by the armed suspected terrorist. The party noted that while President Goodluck Jonathan was fighting terrorists in the north with Nigerian soldiers, his party man was hiding behind security cover to intimidate the electorate. The APC, in a statement, called for a full-scale investigation by the security agencies into Omishore's use of masked armed guards. The party also says it heard on good authority that the PDP had brought in bales of fake police uniforms with substantial arms into the state, with the intention of replicating the scenario of Ekiti State. The APC added that Nigeria and the democratic process are in terrible times as the August 9 election approaches. According to the APC, the theme of Omishore's campaign so far has been that arrangements had already been made to remove Aregbesola from office, no matter what he's doing. Well, the last may not have been heard of the twists and turns after the recently concluded governorship election in Ekiti State. A Lagos-based lawyer, Bosun Oshifora, in an interview with CoreTV News, describes turnaround in the reaction of the APC to the outcome of the election after Governor Kayode Fayemi considered defeat as baseless, especially as it concerns the tribunal.
Sincerely, I have a lot of regard for the APC, but what they're trying to bring up to the election petition tribunal, well, I don't want to say much, but I think they can look for something better than some of these things. Fundamental right of supporters were breached. The court is there. It's not the tribunal that is going to look into your right being breached. You are a citizen of Nigeria. You have a right to go to court once your right has been infringed upon. So those kind of things don't bother on election. I said, well, fine, maybe it was prelude to the election, but I don't think that will be a ground for going to the tribunal.
He reminded the nation's leading opposition party and others against the federal government over the heavily militarized atmosphere of the state before and during the election that the development could be justified by antecedents and current insecurity around the country.
If the incumbent had won, I don't think we will be saying all this. So it's natural for politicians to cry wolf where there's none. All right, so I don't see any form of intimidation. All they've said is that some of our people were not allowed in, their own people were on ground. Did that affect the result? How can you prove it? Until they come up with claims that, okay, fine, the military presence did not allow our people to come out. If maybe we had in a local government, you had PDP 10,000, APC 0, then you know that something happened, but when you have 10,000, then 9,500 of your people came out, and you say military presence, were they coming out to fight the military or what? I mean, no, we could come up with better things.
Join Nifemi Oguntoye on our next edition of The Judiciary for details of that interview. Now over to Following directives of the Adamawa State House of Assembly, the acting chief judge of the state, Ambrose Mamadi, has approved the appointment of a 7-man panel to investigate allegations of gross financial misconduct leveled against Governor Murtala Nyako and his deputy Balang Gilari. The panel has been given 7 days from the day of swearing in to investigate the allegations of financial gross misconduct against the governor and his deputy. Bubakar Gama will be leading the committee as chairman, while Laraba Hassan, Unjida Kito, and Joshua Abu will serve as members. Others include Benano Eston, Saad Lawan, and Eston Gassisa. The swearing-in date will be communicated later. If found guilty of the 20-point allegations of financial fraud and mismanagement, the lawmakers will proceed with the impeachment move on the governor and his deputy. Now, state creation is coming to the front burner again. Delegates at the National Conference have made a recommendation for an additional 18 states to be created. If that is done, Nigeria will now end up having 54 states. But not many people in Abuja are comfortable with the position of the National Conference, as Paul Samuel reports.
The clamor for the creation of more states is not new in Nigeria. But the National Assembly had over the years been reluctant to push it through. And now that the National Conference has recommended it, the move is generating mixed reactions in the polity. Some Nigerians say security should be taken care of first before state creation, while others are of the opinion that it will bring democracy and development closer to the people.
It is a welcome development to this country. When I read it this morning, my thoughts go to the splitting of this country, because if definitely we are going to have 18 country, the back end of it shows that maybe the country may be divided. That's my opinion. So I think, to me, I'm not in support of 18. There should be additional, not up to 18. If they can zone it based on the geopolitical zone, maybe 2 to 1 in each state is a welcome development. But up to 18. My thought towards it is after that, it may lead to a division of this country.
I don't think creating of state, of additional states is as important as having peace in this country. What I want is peace, and let the people, our administrators, the people in government, let them do the right thing. If you give me what is due to me, I may not need to agitate for any extra states.
My own fear is some states might not have the revenue generation, and they will fall back again to the federal government revenue. That is only my fear. I'm in support of giving Southeast more one state so that the whole geopolitical zones will be equal.
This woman is quite emphatic in her opposition to additional states. She doesn't think that's what Nigeria needs now.
We read where a governor's wife is now giving farmers, market women, designer perfume. When they are hungry, there are issues we should look at before we start agitating, because you agitate for more states, you agitate for more local government, you agitate for more wards, and those on ground are yet to be developed.
But in spite of the different shades of opinion, the consensus among Nigerians is that whatever will ensure peace and development in the country is desirable. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
Now, from state creation to health matters, poor funding of health and the inability of the federal government to harmonize various divisions in the sector have been pointed out as a basis for the striking back taken by the Nigeria Medical Association, NMA. Chief Medical Director of the Federal Medical Center, Edo-Ekiti in Ekiti State, Lawrence Ayodele, says resident doctors are not happy with the way they are being treated by the federal government. This, he added, informed their refusal of entreaties even by journalists on the development.
But believe me, there are some things that are fundamentally wrong. If you have the privilege of, knowing what is going on in other parts of the world, so why can't you borrow some of their policies, so that, there can be sanity, in the health sector. Now we're talking about NMA today. Tomorrow is going to be Joesu, and next tomorrow is going to be another one. So when are we going to get out of this? I think government will have to, go back to the drawing board and see what can be done, to harmonize, the health sector and even some other non-health sectors.
Over the strike, Ayodele called on the federal government to design a harmonization process which will bring all direct actors in the health sector together in the formulation of grand policies that will resolve their problems.
Introduction now. First of all, thank you very much. Doctors are not happy with some of the things that are going on in the country. You mentioned that they are resident doctors, they are training, and they are not permanent staff. They have probably 6 years maximum to spend in the system here, except if they are going to be lucky, to be absorbed as permanent doctors. Having that at the back of their mind, that they are temporary staff, they want all their benefits, given to them. And that's where things are going wrong. They are resident doctors, they want funding of all the programs that they are doing.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll take a quick flight to Afghanistan. Stay with us.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
CoreTV News presents a platform with presence in over 30 states of the Federation. Be sure to be had. For live coverage of events, we have the capacity to deliver from anywhere in Nigeria and beyond. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733. 014-533-407.
Our 24-hour news station.
On the rest of the news, Taliban militants have set fire to dozens of fuel trucks which they claimed were supplying foreign troops in Afghanistan in an attack on the outskirts of Kabul. The fire, triggered by a bomb, set ablaze tankers waiting to enter the city in a parking lot west of the Afghan capital overnight. However, no casualties were reported as firefighters tried to control the fire. Here are the details of the attack.
Gal Agan Kashimi is the Crime Investigation Director of Kabul Police. He says it was a magnetic bomb that caused the fuel tankers which added belonged to private companies to catch fire. It was not clear whether the trucks were supplying fuel to a NATO-led international security assistance forces, whose spokesman says they are looking into the incident to determine if any of the fuel destroyed in Kok-e-Agandi was intended for use by the ISAF forces. The Taliban militants, who have been regularly attacking Western supplying convoys in Afghanistan, claim the responsibility. They have stepped up the attacks recently as the NATO forces complete the withdrawal by the end of this year. The insurgents had recently fired rockets into Kabul airports, destroying the Afghan president's parked helicopters and damaging 3 other choppers. The Afghan capital has been relatively peaceful since the presidential election on the 14th of June, though there have been street demonstrations as politicians are locked in a dispute over the vote fraud. All NATO combat troops will leave Afghanistan by December, with about 10,000 U.S. troops staying into next year if the new president signs a security deal with Washington.
That's all. Thanks for watching. I'm Tolu Ojewumi. Good afternoon. See you again on top of that. In the meantime, Court Digest starts right away.